AITA, foretelling my husband to not bring his sick ex to our house and not get personally involved in nursing. So I am 35, F, and my husband is 39, M. We have been married for 5 years. Before marrying to me he was with his high school sweetheart for a decade. Apparently they had compatibility issues and then lost contact. Now his ex has got a kidney failure and is on dialysis and has come in our city for treatment, and according my husband she contacted my husband through a mutually friend. And now my husband wants to help her. Very politely I had asked my husband, does she not have her own people to help and nurse her, why contact him all of a sudden after years? My husband was pissed and said how can I be so petty and immature regarding a patient asking such stupid questions, and that he expects better from me. Then I said if the situation is so dire then let's get her a place in our flat in other locality, and if you are so adamant then let's finance her nursing facility. What is need of getting personally involved like a nurse, and that I don't want to get involved in personally nursing his ex or in her medical recovery process in person, nor do I want to go to see her in hospital with him. And my husband said he is just disappointed in me that I am showing jealousy over a long-ended relationship and cannot show maturity even with a patient. So AITA. Guys, some people are accusing me of lying and copying. I will give you the screenshot of nursing home visitation slip. Please tell me how to upload pictures. Edit. I am really very thankful to mods for responding to my appeal against my post being labeled fake. Thank you so much for reconsidering things, mods. Edit 2. I did say if situation is so dire we will issue financial help, but don't get involved in person. What is the main point? X is sick and wants to be healed. That is the job of doctors and nurses, and we could get that issued from a distance. Why does my husband have to be involved in person, insist on regular hospital visits, and want to religiously monitor her health reports? What is his excuse that it cold to just toss money at a sick person? They need individual support too. So must my husband be that individual and human support. What else? We should show a sick person that we are available for her. Why the fug? Why? You broke up years ago. You are not supposed to be available for her. And what relation do I have with that woman except the fact that she is his ex? Why am I supposed to be available for her? Why should I go and visit her in hospital? Do you go and meet every stranger in hospital, stay obligated for their health? No, nobody does it. What is difference between an unknown person and that woman? The fact that she is his ex and he loved her, so the assertion that she is her ex has not lost its weight. So isn't it normal that I will be uncomfortable? Update. AITA for not wanting husband to personally get involved in nursing of his ex. I tried to have another conversation with my husband, and my parents are soon visiting my house, but I don't think we have made any progress. I talked pretty politely that it is very unfair to me and my boys, I have 2 3-year-old twins, that he is willing to be an emotional support tool to an ex and is so hell-bent to be at her side. Caring about acquaintances is a different thing, but issuing things like being an emotional support tool, caretaker, all this should be exclusive to one's spouse, and issuing it to any third party, even if it is a platonic female friend, will be the foundation stone of an emotional affair, let alone issuing it to an ex. He told me that it is tragic that I don't trust him even after being together for 9 years, we dated for 4 years, have been married for 5. And accusing him of having an affair. It is natural for people to care about their loved ones' acquaintances, especially when they are sick, and being an emotional support tool, being a caretaker, being at one's people's side is the bare minimum one can do and does not automatically translate into an emotional affair. And it is sad that I am so narrow-minded, that I am taking offense in him being personally involved with his ex. Ideally, I too should have volunteered to help his ex, visited her, consoled her, shown some empathy instead of being an insecure person. I said I am not negating the fact that we should help a sick person and we get nurses and doctors involved and assist financially, but you offering emotional intimacy to her does not go down my throat. He once again said tossing just money to a sick person is so cold-hearted on my part, and a patient needs to see that people are available for her, to which I said I am not obliged to be available for her, nor are you. Nobody will blame you for not taking responsibility of your ex's life troubles. He cut me in between and said what a selfish take, and how he will be selfish to not respond properly to a person asking help. Cleve, one of my twins, woke up and our conversation ended. Update 2. It has been 1 week since I first made that post here, and it feels as if centuries have passed in mere 7 days. A lot has happened, and I feel a kind of numb and dumb. So, as most of you expected, my husband and I are getting divorced. His ex, who has kidney failure and is on dialysis, did not reach out only because she needed help. She reached out because she wanted him back. Her illness is real, but her intentions were not. She eventually admitted that to me directly, and she was quite blatant in this regard. Maybe her illness has made her irritable and scornful, but that is how it was. Right now, I feel strangely calm. It is not unexpected, but I am still unable to process that a man can leave a relationship of 1 decade with 2 kids. We dated for 4 years, have been married for 5, and have 2 twins who are 3-year-olds, like this, with zero visible regret. My parents are with me, helping me stay steady for my twin boys who just turned 3. They are too young to understand what is happening, but they keep me grounded. After everything came to light, my husband admitted that she was the one who ended their relationship years ago because she thought he lacked drive and stability. He never really got over her. Seeing her again, fragile, vulnerable and remorseful, reopened old feelings he had never dealt with. And in my mind I was like, jerk, you could have admitted it from day one instead of gaslighting me, but I guess I was just speechless there. I actually met her by coincidence 3 days ago. My husband had been visiting the hospital frequently, and one afternoon he forgot his insurance file, which also contained some of our joint investment papers. Since I was disentangling things from him in background while waiting for my parents to come and giving my marriage a last chance, I had gone to collect it from the administrative office at the dialysis unit. The dialysis unit was tucked in a quieter wing separated from the main outpatient block. Outside the renal chamber waiting area was attached. I was standing there waiting for the administrative officer to bring out the insurance file when she appeared with a nurse. She recognized me right away, and before I could even introduce myself and told the nurse to give us room for a moment. The nurse was hesitant in leaving an immunocompromised person, but she insisted on a couple of minutes of privacy, and then she asked me, "You are my husband's wife, right?" I swear to God I have not met this woman for once, so I don't know how she recognized me in a glance. I said yes. She asked me to sit down for a moment. And then she said, "I was planning to bring this up gradually to you, but it is better we met here, I guess today or tomorrow. You have to know this, there ain't any use beating around the bush, so I will straight come on the point. I know you probably think I'm intruding, but I never stopped loving him." I was like, what the actual fuck, no way, it is real. And in reality she was married to another man for a while who I guess died in some accident, so it is not like she was some cinematic protagonist, spending her life single, pinning for my jerk of a husband as she was sounding. I was the one who ended things, and I regret it deeply. I just want to be with him again, even if it's only for whatever time I have left. Swear to Almighty sitting above 7 heavens, I am not exaggerating a single word. These were her exact words. I left the file counter without saying anything. In the side corridor near the elevator lobby I would have burst into violent sobs had nurses and other people not been moving there too. When I got home and told my husband what had happened, he did not deny it. He said he could not help how he felt and that being around her made him realize he still loved her. At this point, I did not think I had anything else to say. I am now a single mother of twin boys, and honestly, I am fine. I earn much more than my husband, and the house we live in is entirely my property. The apartment is in the Southern Academic District, not far from the old university campus where I teach. It is a 3-bedroom flat on the 4th floor of a quiet residential block. I bought it 7 years ago when I was promoted to associate professor, using my savings and part of a research grant I had received for curriculum development. When this all came to light, I asked him to leave, and he did. It was not a dramatic fight. I told him calmly that if his heart was with her, that is where he should go. There is no legal obstacle in it. He had contributed little to the mortgage or maintenance, and the property was always mine. He did try to bring up we are intertwined on other financial fronts. And honestly, even if it is partial entanglement, what complicates things now are the shared investments and educational funds we set up for our twin boys. We have a joint mutual fund account, a children's savings bond, and a small commercial investment in a co-working space near the railway junction. The co-working space investment is another area of dispute. Although the capital came from me, the business registration lists both our names for tax convenience, which was his idea. Only now he is attempting to claim half the profits from the current lease cycle. My lawyer has filed for a forensic accounting review to prove the monetary trail originates from my personal savings. This is looking exhausting in theory only, and there are few more entanglements that will be too much to type, and not to forget the legal proceedings of divorce, which we have not started yet, and not to forget custody stuff.